Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers. We have a fantastic community because of you. And all this political news is so much better when you go over it with friends. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamped them as I go. So you can pick and choose, or you can watch the whole thing back on like speed 1.25. And if you want to support the channel, subscriptions, thumbs up. You can join be a member, and you can use the emojis. And apparently you have to watch YouTube for YouTube video for 30 seconds for it to count as a view to YouTube. Okay, just letting you know. All right, I am. Michelle says, "Be right back. Need more coffee." I understand that. I have a little bit of coffee left, but just two things. One, just so you know, I did not get enough sleep last night. So I had too much junk food yesterday and I did not sleep well. So my lower back is achy. So if I seem a little bit, that's why. But I'm here and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it'll probably get better as we're talking and what have you. But if you see me kind of moving around, I'm trying to get some circulation going and all that kind of fun stuff, just so you understand. Oh no, one other thing. Holly in France sent me these nails. How much fun are these? Seriously? How much fun are these? Look at that. So, yeah, thank you, Holly. Okay, and then at 2 minutes 30 seconds in, you know how I try to keep things to a certain level. I try to make this a safe space. I've said many times that if there's a patron saint of this channel, I hope it's Fred Rogers, who was my hero from when I was this big. And every once in a while, life just throws something at you. And as a 51-year-old woman, I have to ask myself, do I just roll with the 10-year-old's humor that is going along with this, or do I try to maintain dignity? And then I realized, I think about the kind of person we're talking about, and suddenly it's like, no, I'm going to share this. Okay. Guess who's back in the news? And Mr. National Enquirer himself is back in the news. I got a, oh, what is this? Oh, I see. Okay. Sarah sent me something last night. Where was it? Hang on. So I'm going to share two things with you. It's low humor, low humor. Two things. Just we're going to run with it. On MSNBC, they put this up with a straight face. Get rid of that. Share screen. with a straight face. That is an actual screen capture from MSNBC. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm trying to watch the CBS clip where they were talking about the Manhattan grand jury investigating Trump, right? And it's the hush money, Manhattan grand jury investigating Trump hears from a key witness. This is CBS News, right? And I'm a minute into this thing. I hope you can hear it. Actually, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to back that up. Can you guys hear that?
To counter with Trump out of the headlines. Soon after, Cohen paid Daniels $130,000 in hush money, later reimbursed by Trump.
Pecker has already testified, so that means that his return trip is really just to underscore a point he's already made. And unless there's another Pecker in the wings, that means that what happens now is that the DA or the assistant DA asks for a vote on the indictment.
I'm going to guess he didn't do that on purpose, but
security has been increased outside and
another Peck point he's already made. And unless there's another Pecker in the wings, that means that what happens now is that the DA or the assistant DA asks for a vote on the indictment. Pecker has already testified, so that means that his return trip is really just to underscore a point he's already made. And unless there's another Pecker in the wings, that means that what happens now is that the DA or the assistant DA asks for a vote on the indictment.
Security has been
and worse yet, when I first heard that, I was, I had it on, but I was doing stuff, and I could have sworn he said in the wind. And I just in the wind. Okay, so Ricky says, I'm fixing to wet myself in the wings. Kelly, in the woods. Yeah, that would be good. That would, yeah. Okay, so anyway, I want to read on this. I want, he's, as that gentleman was saying, I'm having trouble. I'm struggling. I'm struggling here. As that gentleman was saying, that kind, civilized gentleman was speaking. The reason that Mr. David Pecker was, he had already testified. They asked him back. So he was obviously there to clarify something. I just wanted to know I wanted to ask if, here's the thing though, it is so easy to accidentally do double entendres in this kind of case. And I'm concerned. So I'm just going to do the reading. And I just assume I'm going to say something that I will regret. But here we go. And if he had not helped Donald Trump, I wouldn't be reading on this anyway. And I don't make fun of people's names in general. I mean, you know me by now. But this, people keep saying things, and the Chiron with the, okay. Susie Buckingham saying there has to be a pickled pecker joke in there somewhere. Okay, that at least would be clean. Dr. Nancy says Pecker clarified Trump really messed with? Sorry, this thing jumps. He clarified that Trump really messed with Cohen. Okay. Tuxedo Cat says, I hope none of the prosecutors are named Peter Piper. I'm not going to make it through this. I'm really not. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Anne says, this is better than when Representative Anthony Weiner got into trouble. True. Well, he was a scumbag. Yes, Mel, if Pecker showed up inebriated to testify, would that qualify as a pickled pepper? Pickled pecker. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Susie Buckingham's asking which side did he testify for? Well, my understanding of a grand jury in New York is that, or grand juries in general, is that it's really the prosecutor calling you in, and you can't go in with your lawyer, but you don't have to go in, something like that. But you can always send some people in and say, look, I've got some witnesses here that I want them to be heard. And so they can go in and speak, but it's not really, so it's really up to the prosecutor to some extent. So my understanding is he was, okay. I can't, that's my understanding. Okay. Frida Smith is saying that Lawrence O'Donnell was using the term pecker in a vice. Hey, whatever you're into. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa Ford, he says he's in a pinch. Oh, Starhawk says New York Daily News has the headline Pecker and Advice. There we go. Yeah. Lucky Girl says Peter Piper, the prosecutor, picked on Pecker. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ricky says, hopefully the grand jury on the Pecker testimony won't be a hung jury. Okay. I'm trying to hold it together. It would be funnier probably if I was laughing. I'm trying. Okay. So Judy Barth says he was given immunity from prosecution. A lot of New York grand jury people are, I believe, aren't they? I don't know. Anna says, I like Colbert's January 6th choir better. Oh, I watched that early this morning, though, but I was kind of groggy, so I can't remember, but I know it was good. Okay, some of these I'm not repeating out loud. Okay. David. We're going to read on David. And he's got the, doesn't he have the mustache? Okay. my guides can be laughing at me or laughing with me. That's what they're doing right now. Dr. Nancy says, Pecker was explaining how catch and kill worked and how ambitious Cohen was and how Trump denied Cohen always till Cohen went to jail. And, well, yeah, Mel Broussard, it is a Pecker stash. Yes, it was. Tuxedo Cat says, I wonder how Trump handled Pecker's testimony. No, Jolie, you can't even call him Mr. P. No, that makes it. We know he helped. We know he helped Trump. This is fruits of labor. We know that we know that he helped Trump. Like everything I say. Oh my gosh, Charles, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ricky says, stay focused. He helped Trump. Okay. I'm just putting the cards up. Okay. The situation would have been bad. Trump did what Trump did. Gross. He went to his friend and tried to keep things hidden because it would have been disastrous for his. It actually would have been disastrous for his campaign. This feels like he actually would have lost, which doesn't even seem likely, because the guy's gotten away with everything for so long. But it feels like that would have ended it. And Hillary would have been president. Okay. I'm not doing I'm not doing an overloaded Celtic on this guy. That's not happening. That's just no. Yes, Azalea, exactly. Ricky said that's the only time Trump gave him a helping hand. Jenna says it's okay to skip this guy, really. I hear you. Trillium Tarot. Wands. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we've said anything yet that little ears couldn't hear. They might not understand why I'm trying to hold it together, but okay. All right. Okay. Is it going to matter? Is David's testimony going to matter? He and his mustache. Kelly, I'm not saying that out loud. Okay. Hierophant. Hanged man. Don't. Four of Swords. Ace of Swords. King of Swords. Lover's card. Okay. This took a long time. But the truth is there. I think he is going to be. I do think Trump is going to be indicted, arrested, and I think he's going to be convicted. But he's basically going to have to pay a huge fine. I mean, that's really what it's going to be, and that's why I keep saying, please remember, this particular case. This is the appetizer, and don't get your hopes up. too high. But it will be glorious to see this man indicted and to see Trump indicted and arraigned and convicted ultimately of something. That will be awesome. So, Tuxedo Cat says, I thought that card might come up. Yeah. Teresa Ford says, good thing his first name isn't Richard. Just saying. Richard is a perfectly good name. And moving on. Jeez. I can't. All right. I do have something absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Never Never. Okay. We're moving on to something that is so special and so sweet. All right. This is wonderful. Let me get the link. Mark Hamill, that national treasure, Mark Hamill, he decided to help by lending his voice. Hang on. See if I can get this to work. Hang on. I'm having, for some reason, it's not playing. Hang on. All right. Let me see if I can find another. Okay. For some reason, it's not opening on in my browser. It's not playing. So let me see if I can find another copy of it. That's AP News. Washington Post. Hang on. I'm so sorry about this. It was working earlier to Sarah actually played it to me because it was working on her computer, but for some reason it's not working on mine. So, all right. This is most vexing. Okay, can I open this in another? Can I open this somewhere? View page source. I'm literally, actually, no, I want to. Okay, sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. This completely fell apart, and I'm going to have to give up in a minute, which I really don't want to do because it's fantastic. Inspect. So that's a container. Media placeholder. I was hoping I could just grab the URL. All right. And that's the text that's beneath it. So, all right. Well, I wanted to help. The upshot is that Mark Hamill, open on my phone. That's an idea. See, you're good. See if I can pull it up here. Mark Hamill decided to give his voice to help the Ukrainian air raid sirens. And it is a beautiful thing. I don't think I've got I'll have to go to, I would have to go to YouTube. I will have to go to my own video live. I would have to go to YouTube. I will have to pause that. Let's go here. Open that. More. Open in Chrome. And I think it loaded. Okay, let me see.
Attention. Air raid alert. Proceed to the nearest shelter. Don't be careless. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Attention. The air alert is over. May the force be with you. Attention. The air alert is over. May the force be with you.
Oh,
Увага! Відбій повітряної тривоги. Увага! Відбій.
is that the sweetest thing ever? May the force be with you. Oh, that man is a national treasure. The actor says he's admired how Ukraine has shown such resilience under such terrible circumstances. And its fight against the Russian invasion, now in its second year, reminds him of the Star Wars saga, he says, of plucky rebels battling and ultimately defeating... What? Ultimately defeating something, and then my screen just freaked out. Okay. You got to hear it. I'm so sorry that fell apart, but it was so sweet. All right, so... Okay, we'll just say that was 20, 25, 30. Okay. All right. I just want to do a quick 3-card check-in on how it's going in Ukraine. Yes, I agree. Dr. Nancy, Zelensky must love it. So Apple saying Hollywood war now. Charles is saying the evil empire. The evil empire. Yes. Your overconfidence is your weakness. May the force be with you. I mean, I've got chills. That is so sweet. Anne says, I love Star Wars. I'm watching Clone Wars now. Ooh, there you go. Nice. You know me. I love sci-fi. It's very sweet. I wish I could do 3 cards. I got 5. That's very sweet of him to do that. I've got to boost him around. Especially 2 years in, where it's like, have we been forgotten? Have we? No. King of Wands, Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 6 of Cups. They're going to win. They're going to win. Putin is a jackwagon. Plucky rebels. And the West is helping. Ukraine will win. Ukraine will win. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. All right. Yes. That's good energy too. Valerie says that's a crazy form of energy lifting, and it really works. Mm-hmm. Yes, Darren. Thank you, Mark. The force is definitely with Ukraine. Yes. After Trump, do you guys remember there was one of the late night comedians? Was it Kimmel? Had to have been Kimmel. Who he had Mark Hamill on, and Mark Hamill got a jackhammer and was about to try to dig up somebody's star on Hollywood Boulevard. And Kimmel or whoever it was like, no. Don't do that. And Mark Hamill's like, well, I've already got the equipment. And I think it was Kimmel who said, yeah, but Donald Trump's star is right over there. And Hamill went, it's just whoosh, gone. It was good. Hey, Cindy says Germany just delivered all those tanks to Ukraine. Yes. Nice. Yes, Ricky. Oh boy, from Ukraine to Donald the Hutt. Exactly. Yes, Cheryl. Mark went through some of his own battles. He's such an inspiration. Yes. Ricky says Putin couldn't do with a Jedi mind trick on a grape. Yes. Oh, the kitty's sleeping. All right. So we're going to just have a 1 second, just a 5-second break here. Sorry. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. Oh, it's a big yawn. Oh, that was a big yawn. Yes, it was. You are precious. You are the precious. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You are the good boy. All right. Okay. There. We've had a little uplifting. Valley's just sleeping like a woolly caterpillar. Yes. Boo-boo moment. Yes. Ricky says, and the star of the show, Jedi Master Extraordinaire, Boo Boo Zen Kitty. You do not want to remain stressed. I do not want to remain stressed. You want to pet me. I want to pet you. Oh, Kathy DeLaw says I have my own snuggle baby in my lap. Okay, all right. Elizabeth is Lorera saying kitty donut with my coffee. Okay. Now I feel so much better now. All right, 30 to 40. All right, I had put up a poll. I can't see it when I'm here in StreamYard, but I did poll up. Kelly saying, hey, Mom, how's my hair? And do you know, can New York State trials be televised? 11% said yes. 7% said no. 82% said, I don't know. And I honestly, I understand that completely because I had to go digging this morning. Digging. Back in 2005, New York State, no, absolutely not. No way, no how. But now it sounds like it's up to the judge. Apple says, Google it. Oh, I did. Dig. Valerie Sargent says, my brother is from H.G. Letitia James' office. Really? Says he doubts they'll do that. Trillium Tarot it's an application for audio-visual coverage. It's shall be permitted only upon the order of the presiding trial judge. Yes. And that's kind of what I was getting, that it might be up to the judge. So I had a look at that. And then I was also looking at Georgia. And from what I can tell, Georgia allows cameras. So there's a possibility. Space here rising. Hello. Coverage of judicial proceedings permitted upon order of presiding trial judge in New York for TV approval. Right. Dr. Nancy says, and it must be requested. Okay. Yeah. See, I that's kind of what I'm getting. So I was going to, this is so important that I could understand how they're like, look, we don't want every last thing being on a show, like a show trial, but at the same time, this is very important. And it is important that there is no he said, she said spinning. So I was going to have a look at specifically New York and Georgia, and I haven't even touched on Washington, D.C. yet. I didn't look up Washington, D.C. I just didn't have time. Yeah, in 2005, New York was the only state totally barring cameras in the courtroom. The New York Court of Appeals held the press had no greater right, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that was then. So will we get to see, will we get to see the trials, the Donald Trump trials in New York and in Georgia? In New York, get to see like the Alvin Bragg trials. And in Georgia, will we get to see the trials? Because if we can see the one for Trump, we could see the one for, I don't know, anybody else? Maybe Lindsey Graham? Fran, I don't know what that is, and I've got my questions for today, but do throw things in the chat before I come on, please. Oh, talk about ratings. Circus. Absolute ratings. It for what it's worth, it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to keep all the trials under wraps. There's too much possibility for he said, she said. Even if they just, it was like transcripts. There are news places who will hire actors and recreate what happened. I mean, this is big. So Two of Swords, Temperance, Justice, Six of Swords, Three of Swords. So this is the presiding judge, and the question is, will Trump be able to get a fair trial? Would this affect whether or not it's a fair trial? It is his or her decision, and they really do not want the case to blow up on appeal. It hasn't told me. You see what else I can get? It hasn't told me. Okay, that's the situation. There's the judge. But is the judge going to allow this case to be televised? Dr. Nancy says, for history, to keep MAGA quiet. Yeah. And there was something that just popped past on the chat. I missed it, though. Hieroglyphic, hello. Hoping Trump court proceedings are televised. I want to see Trump trapped in his own lies. Karma around the corner for him. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, and Darren says, I am in jury duty in Maryland. No cameras or cell phones are permitted in the courtroom in Maryland. Oh, okay. Thank you. Zoe says, I hadn't even thought about it being televised. That would be brilliant. Lisa says there's no chance of an appeal if it's televised. Why? Why would there be no chance? Well, or it can always appeal. But could it be a fair appeal? could they find people who hadn't watched it? This is tricky. But we need this to be out in the open. The best disinfectant is sunlight, and the chance for things to get out of hand if it's all in quote unquote secret is not good. Lisa says no impartial jury for an appeal. That's true. But Betty says because they're protecting the jury. Dr. Nancy says the judge decides appeal, especially with Trump. Okay. So this feels like the show. Being on camera. They have a good case. They have a decent case. And this needs to be, this could get so ugly so quickly. So Apple says the Nuremberg trials were in front of the world. Exactly. Janelle says, oh yes, the jury's being protected. But on camera, they don't show the jury. At least they're not supposed to. The jury's off to one side. In a lot of the cases I've seen, the jury's kept out of frame. Tower. Oh my gosh, you're already going to have just constant bomb threats, and I mean, the New York Police Department is going to have to actually sit there and say, okay, we are going to have to ignore bomb threats. If someone's saying there's already a bomb, and it's going to be, all right, you stand here, you are in charge of this 10-foot square. You are going to stand there, you're in charge of that 10-foot square. I mean, it's going to have to be crazy. This feels like film reels, old-fashioned film reels. The evidence laid out. We're very happy, and this feels like film reels, history. So what I'm getting is, I think there's a chance, but the energy coming off whoever this judge is going to be is just dragged, kicking and screaming. Just, this could go off the rails so quickly, but at the same time, if this is not public, there will be misinterpretation. There will be. You gotta show it. All right, let's move on to Georgia. At where am I? 43, 45. Let's look at Georgia. Okay. Georgia. Apple says film it on an island somewhere. Really? Knight of Swords. Bonnie Willis. Hermit. I'm sorry. Did a card fall on you? I am very sorry, sweetheart. I don't think it did him any harm, but oh, it's a big yawn. Oh, that's a big yawn. He's like, I'm just trying to sleep. I'm just trying to sleep. Yes, I am. I'm a good kitty. I'm a good kitty just trying to sleep. Okay. Me too. Love his energy. Okay. Thank you, Ricky. All right. Knight of Swords. Hermit. This is for Fonnie Willis in Georgia. 6 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Sun. it seems quiet, but she is aggressively going after his stupidity and what he was trying to get, and what the Republicans are doing with the fake electors and all of this, and they don't have a leg to stand on. And this feels out in the open. And it says there's old school with a reporter and an artist. Yeah. This is awfully big for misunderstandings. But I'm feeling major resistance from the judge. But I still end up with film reels. Bonnie Willis, will you televise the Trump trial? Janelle says, I agree. Keep it transparent. Lola Bell says, if it could be broadcast live, it could heal the nation. Devil. Everything on display. Six of Wands, King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, King of Cups, Eight of Wands. This was what they tried to do, create this false victory. There's a prosecutor or prosecutors. These people who felt like they had the right to do, but no. And there's going to be more than one. This obviously it's still high stakes, high stress, but the thing in Georgia, it feels more transparent. For what it's worth. So I'll be happy to revisit this after he's indicted. How about that? And let's not forget, as we're on indictment watch in New York, we're kind of on indictment watch in Georgia too. So, and I actually wanted to look at that. At 48 minutes in, 48. 30. What was I just talking about? Sorry, I'm spinning too many plates in my head. Keeping too many plates spinning. I can't remember. I'll just go on to the next question. I can't remember what I was going to say. Lewis? I think it's Lewis McDonald. Is that right? Or is it I'm sorry. Lois? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know how to pronounce your name. Indictment season is upon us. Yay. Yes. Eileen says indictment watch in Georgia has been put on hold as a judge has requested. They responded to Trump's request to have the transcript suppressed. Eileen France, Georgia. Okay. Eileen says Georgia prosecutors have until May 1st to respond to Trump's request. Okay. So we are waiting. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So in that case, at 49:30, we're going to answer. I'm going to do reading on Lori Kimmerl's question here. Apparently last night, I have not seen it yet, but apparently Trump went on Hannity last night. And from what I was told, Hannity set up a whole bunch of softball questions for Trump. So Trump could just come on and just, roll through. And instead, apparently Trump just went off went on one of his screeds and the usual horrible. And so there's actually a question here of the Hannity interview with Trump last night is getting a lot of criticism on Fox. Did Sean set Trump up to look foolish, to be able to move on even further from him? So what's going on last night with because it's this whole Hannity Trump thing has a much bigger, it's a small piece or a microcosm of the bigger Trump movement, Dominion lawsuits, etc., etc. I understand. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for telling me about Pence has been told he must testify about conversations he had before January 6th. Okay, awesome. It's been put in the chat multiple times. I didn't bring it up. So I've got to get through these questions that I've got. So thank you. I appreciate that. Ick. I don't like him. I don't like Trump. We probably should look at that, but I want to see if I can get through any more of these questions because it's already 1 o'clock. So Lisa says, was it Sean Hannity who said he hated Trump, or was it Tucker? I think it was Tucker. Music says, I think that gives Hannity too much credit. Yeah. But I'm looking at the bigger play here of the Trump power and base versus Fox freaking out about Dominion and all that kind of lawsuit stuff. So thank you, Azalea. No worries, Faye. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, you more than you will ever know. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Anne says, hey, we don't like most of the people you read on. That was awesome. Yeah. Page of Cups. Oh, grief. That was good. Hello, Deborah. I can see you. That was good. Knight of Pentacles. Devil. 9 of Cups. Did Trump show up in person on Hannity's show? Or was it video, or does anybody know? There's some people at Fox who do not like Trump, who are blaming him. It feels like people behind the scenes and they're not happy with Trump. But Hannity's doing his job. There's all this that's coming toward Trump, and they know it. But there's only so much they can do because of the Dominion trial. And it's either it was a sit down interview. Thank you, Lori. Cheryl Clark says audio. Lori Kimmerl says yes. I love when I ask you guys, did this happen or that happen? And you go yes or no. Which one? You're funny. Over at Fox, they're pretty much saying he's toast. He's going to get hit with it, if it's Bragg or Willis or Letitia James, which is just civil but can still really hurt Trump. Fox is there. It feels like Fox is saying he's going to lose, and we have to be careful that he doesn't pull us under. And there are some people behind the scenes. I don't know how high up or low down, or whether they're all low down, but do not like Trump. Moonchild says 45 is burnt toast, no butter. Yeah. Lisa says you can count on us to confuse matters. Yes, but I'm already in a confused state. Anyway. Deborah says, I think twice I've tried to tell Autumn what I think they're doing and it won't post. I don't know. So I don't think Hannity was setting Trump up, but if Trump thinks that he's got support at Fox, I think if he knew the reality of the situation, what everybody was actually saying behind the scenes and thinking, not just the stuff that's come out, but now, I think he wouldn't go on any of their shows. Honestly. So, yeah, his support at Fox feels like it is on a steep decline. People don't want to lose their jobs. And that's what Dominion could do to Fox, where even if Fox survives, maybe huge layoffs and all of this stuff, and people want to keep their jobs. And they're like, DeSantis or somebody else can do all these extreme, cruel, heinous policies. So, now, this next thing is most vexing. Most vexing. At 57, this has to stop. I'm serious. This all the stuff that's going on. There are so many things going on that are heinous and awful that need to stop. But this needs to stop, and someone needs to do something about this. Ginni Thomas. It has been revealed that Ginni Thomas heads a fledgling conservative activist group called Crowdsourcers for Culture and Liberty, which has received nearly $600,000 in anonymous donations over the last 3 years, with no paper trail of how much of that went directly to Thomas. This group helps petition conservative causes to the Supreme Court. Will this be allowed to continue? Azalea, yes, her husband needs to resign. This has got to be. Dr. Nancy said, I read Ginni on Washington Post today. Is that what this article's from? The Kathy Delisle says, sounds ominous and evil. This has to stop. Anne says, culture. She probably wants to put pants on the David. Yeah. Yeah. Roxana Lee says, wow, $600,000 for the Thomases is a drop in the bucket. It's still $600,000. And that, yeah, it's huge conflict. Janelle says, such a conflict. Does Chief Justice Roberts do anything? My understanding is there are no ethics rules for Supreme Court justices. Ethics rules that for all the other judges in the system, yes, but the Supreme Court, nope. No ethics, is my understanding. Please correct me. Please tell me, no, you've misunderstood completely. And this is absolutely going to be handled and stopped. Ten of Swords. This is a knife in the back to justice. Yeah, just is. I'm getting a remember back back in the day when you'd go to a baseball game and there'd be a vendor walking around going, get your red hots right here. You know, that's what that feels like. Oh, are you feeling like you can't get your conservative case won? Well, just pay money here at Ginni Thomas's Crowdsourcers for Culture and Liberty. Just come right up and we'll get your case in front of the Supreme Court. Ooh, look at that. And then you can spin your webs of lies and cruelty. But these are judges. Prosecutors, judges. This, I can't believe this has been going on. It's been going on for years now. And says there are rules, but Roberts won't enforce them. Mm-hmm. Michelle is saying, I wrote about Ginni Thomas back in 2021. I thought then would be her downfall, would be the downfall of her husband. And we didn't know then what we know now. Mm-hmm. Holly in France, absolutely justice for sale. Cigarettes, cigars, cigars. Supreme Court hearings, cigarettes, cigars, Supreme Court hearings. Feels like 3 cards. There's your come and get it. It is so deeply corrupt. Nothing soon. This is infuriating. This is the dynasty, the conservative dynasty. And this is all of these far-right cases coming up to the Supreme Court. And they're just waving them through. Come on in. Come on in. It's infuriating. All right. All right, at 103. Elizabeth Warren has announced she's running for re-election. Will she win? Because they of course they want to run someone against her, but Elizabeth Warren. Well, of course, we'll have to look at her astrology, but for now, Elizabeth Warren has announced she's running for re-election. Good. Elizabeth Warren. Where are we going? Feels good. The energy's good. 4 of Cups. Well, of course, on the far right, they don't like her. Duh. It's like, thank you, Tarot, for stating the obvious. This is someone in a red shirt going, no, I don't care. This is the liberal ideas that she's espousing of justice and decency. No, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 5 of Wands, Lovers. Okay, big changes are coming. They're on on the right, they're talking about running against someone against Warren and all of this. I'm just reading if she will be reelected to her seat in Congress. They're thinking along normal lines right now, but I still get that something's coming from members of Congress. I think it's related to January 6th, but something's coming, and it's going to change. It's going to make between what I keep getting over and over is between where we are now and election day next year. There's something that completely turns the calculus on its head. And with some people going to prison and others trials going on and the cult members and something. It's Kathy Delisle. It says Jack Smith. That could very well be it. But he says major changes. That's what I keep getting. So we'll see. Positive or negative? I think it's positive for us, but let's see. Big changes coming. Three of Wands. Three of Cups. Five of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Well, we'll be pleased that there's a shot at some people being held accountable. They're trying to knock down all the cups on their side. The cups are Democrats, or the Democratic side. They're trying to knock down things, but they can't knock down everything. And then this isn't a Knight of Wands. This is a Knight of Pentacles. And I get Wands for the far right, and I get Pentacles for just more mainstream Republicans. And the card for the reading is the far right. Ooh, this is going to be great. Our ship's going to come in. We're going to have all this power. We're going to do all this stuff. And it's not working for them. But us being pleased, they can't knock everything down. And then there's more power to the more moderate side of the party. That's what I'm getting. Whereas the far right, they are... There's chaos, Wheel of Fortune, of your time has come. There's worry. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So, Anne says Warren's birthday, June 22nd, 1949. Senator for Massachusetts since 2013. Thank you. She's got good energy. For a politician, it's downright miraculous. I mean, I go wading into this. How many guests have I had on the channel who we got through so many questions and they just said, you do this every day? You go in this energy every day? That's where the power is. That's where the changes can happen. Scorpio. Looking under rocks, figuring out what's actually going on behind the scenes and where the power behind the throne actually is, and for all of eternity. That's Scorpio, the natural detectives. We go where the gunk is. Okay, what else can I get in here today? Kelly has a question. It's worth looking at. I am afraid of what the answer is going to be, but let's have a look. 109:30. 09. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Kelly was asking, will the USA pass effective gun legislation this year? MTG is already blaming the the most recent shooting on hormone injections. She digs down to find even lower levels to sink to. Just digging every day. Yeah. Okay. Will the USA pass any kind of effective gun legislation this year? Statewide, yes. In certain states, yeah. But nationally? Eileen, thank you for sharing the gunk among friends. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Emperor. Patriarchy. Gotta have your guns. Gotta have your metal pecker. King of Swords. Two of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. King of Cups. 8 of Wands. And by the way, when I said that, I don't mean everyone who owns a gun. I mean these far right. Yeah, let's put up with school shootings so I can have my automatic weapon. Yeah. Prosecutors, legal decisions, his law enforcement too. Far right, the dynasty. Biden's furious. And the far right just keeping on. And of course, they're all over the fact that this was a trans woman. All over it. As soon as someone said that she was a trans woman, it was like, yep, nothing's going to come of it. The gun legislation, the right, they're just going to blame it on that. And lo and behold, yeah. Teresa Ford says, so if male hormones can cause gun violence, does that mean that that males should be outlawed? Snarking to point out her stupidity. Oh no, this was a woman who was identified as male at birth, but by the outside world, but identifies as a woman. And they were showing a video of her at some kind of school function a few years ago. And she's lovely. She was. She looked nice. She was talking about art. It's just gut-wrenching. The whole thing's just gut-wrenching. All right. They're vile. They're so vile. Okay. Let me do the reading. Devil. 3 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. It's been brought up. Thank you. Thank you. Their power's weakening on the right. It's the guns for everything. It is weakening. It's going to be more of a slow crawl state by state as more and more blue states are just like, enough. enough. And then over time, it builds up until something happens on the federal level. But right now, you've got your Republican dynasty. You've got your cruelty, your planning of shooters, kids who should just be able to go to school. There's, and personally, I don't know. Here's a thought. I'll just float this with you guys. How about if you, like me, were not in school, when you were in school, did you ever go through a school shooter drill? I did not. Fire drills, yeah, got those all the time. But did you go through a school shooter drill when you were in school? If the answer is no, then you don't get a say in this. How about that? Just a thought. How about we let the people who've actually lived through that and grew up with that, let's let them make the decision about whether or not we should have reasonable gun laws. Just a thought. Cindy says tornado and fire drills. Yep, I got that too. Dr. Nancy you got the nuclear duck and cover. Ooh. Sherry H says we did bomb raid drills in 1st through 3rd grade. Oh, wow. Bomb drills. Kathy Lamson said we had bomb drills, tornado drills, fire drills. Yeah, I don't think I went through, well, I don't remember going through duck and cover drills. But I started school I went to kindergarten in 70, I don't know. No, they let me in like a year early. So it was 75, 76, something like that. So I don't know. Oh, Selma had earthquake and fire drills. Ooh, Kathy Delisle earthquake drills. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool that they're earthquakes. It's not cool to go through that, but that's natural. That's a natural thing. That's, or if there's a fire in the building, yeah, there's a fire drill. This is how you get out. This is an earthquake. This is what you do. Those, to me, totally reasonable. But, oh yes, Eileen, MTG is now saying Canada is helping Mexico invade the U.S. I decided not to read on that today, just because, well, one, we had other stuff to cover, and I just don't, my lower back still hurts a little bit, and I don't want to try to do those kinds of gymnastics to try to make sense of. Ugh. Anyway, well, we're gonna and at 119, Patsy Cline, great name. 119:15. How will Earth's ascension affect religion? And by that, I assume you mean our overall spiritual ascension, ascension of everyone on Earth. How will that affect religion? I'm assuming is what that means. Let's ask. Oh my gosh, being bathed in clear energy. It's like, oh, lovely. Oh, thank you. Gonna wash that gunk right out of my hand. Oh, All right. So how will the Earth's ascension affect religion? The energy feels like pretty much you'd expect. Betty can't trust his empty building. Is that what you got? Because I just got an empty church with empty pews. Nine of Pentacles. It would help if people's... Okay, look, I don't want to mess with other people's beliefs. I will say that I personally, my opinion, I have some issues with the prosperity gospel. That's just me. You believe what you want to believe. Okay. Materialism. I'm not against materialism because we have to live in this world. And it's like when you're on a plane and the oxygen mask drop, what do? You have to put your own mask on before you help others, or you'll pass out. There's a basic level we all need to get to, or try to get to, so that we can just like cover basics and, a little extra. But you can still care about others. You can still take care of others. How will the Earth's ascension affect religion? To some extent, you also end up with some more gurus. And unfortunately, we were just talking about Waco and that scumbag. I'm not going to say his name. We all know his name, but I'm not going to say it. Deborah says many don't understand that analogy. Oh, you need to, when the oxygen mask, they say with the oxygen mask, and let me know if, I don't know what else to say. There'll be more individual gurus who are saying, I know everything. I have all the answers. Ooh, this person says they have all the answers. Let's go listen to them. No, just don't. We are equal. That is my belief. And I don't expect everyone to believe. That's the thing. I'm not trying to convert anybody to anything. My belief is all of our souls are small pieces of the divine, little sparks of the divine. Those are our precious souls for every one of us. And yes, I believe that animals get that too. I believe that there is a spark of the divine in everything. But our souls are a nice, solid chunk. And that is why we should be trying to help everyone, unless they are truly cruel, harmful, heinous, that sort of thing. But like organized religions and cult leaders, and even someone you might listen to on YouTube, I don't know. If anybody's telling you they're always right, that's my biggest red flag for anybody. That's me personally. Nobody has a direct line. We're already on the collective. We're all in this together. We're all doing the best we can. But do not give up your power to others. You have far too precious a soul inside of you to give your power away. You are precious the way you are inherently, and you don't need me or anybody else to tell you that, because it just is. So keep your power. Don't take any psychic or spiritual anything as more than advice from a friend, a good friend, or, but ultimately just know that you are precious. I think that's the most important thing. All right. I'm going to leave you right there. It is 1:33 p.m. here in Chicago. Either an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. And we'll be working on creative stuff over there. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. The New York Bragg's grand jury, they meet on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So tomorrow, we may get something tomorrow, fingers crossed. All right. And if it doesn't happen during my regular live stream, I've got another one ready to go. I've got it set up. I just have to put the date in the cover, pop that in, hit go, maybe pop some popcorn, come in, and we'll just enjoy. All right. So take care. Have a wonderful day. You are not alone. We are all in this together, and there are good days ahead. There are. All right. Hang in there. See you tomorrow.